Good afternoon to everybody. These days, many people are concerned about the food and the food chain. If the food is safe and healthy, or if it's too expensive or too cheap. Even we ourselves may wonder, is it possible to both produce the food efficiently and to market it efficiently and in a responsible way? My answer is, it is possible, and my solution is cooperative. Cooperatives, they were born in Middle England, in Manchester, in 1850s. Cooperatives are most numerous in the US. But who knows where is the most cooperative country in the world? You may guess now. It is far in the north, where distances are long and where people live sparsely. The country is Finland. Now, I'm going to tell the story, the Finnish story of cooperatives from our perspectives. I was born and raised in Middle Finland on a dairy farm with some 12 cows. Every morning, the milk tractor came to the farm, picking up the churns, bringing them to the dairy. And the same tractor in the afternoon came back to the farm, bringing a bag of butter that had been ordered in the morning. Pretty handy and efficient, isn't it? My father, he was a member in this particular dairy cooperative. He was also a member in the cooperative store where he bought his utensils he needed in the farming. For example, fertilizers or even machines. Now, it is probably vain to mention that he was also a member in the local cooperative bank, as well as in the local mutual insurance company. When the bank director, when he came to our farm, helping with deeds or the contracts, the trust between my parents and the bank director, it was complete. They knew it's a cooperative, it's theirs. This bank director, he was almost like our family doctor. Only a long time afterwards, I got to know that I was raised in the most cooperative region of the world's most cooperative country. Finland has 5.4 million people, but a staggering number of 7.4 million memberships in cooperatives and mutuals. Let us look at this picture. It means that 84% out of the adult population has at least one membership in a cooperative. This means that on average, they have 2.1 memberships in cooperatives. Well, I myself, I'm pretty average. I have one membership card in the cooperative store and one more in the local mutual insurance company. The farmers, in turn, they have 4.1 memberships, which is a high figure. This means also that the market share of our cooperatives is high in Finland. Just to take an example, in dairy production, 98%, and in meat, 77%, and in daily goods, 45%. So the cooperatives play a great role in our society. A few words about the history of our cooperatives. This gentleman, Hannes Gebhardt, he brought the cooperation into Finland 116 years ago. The conditions were entirely different those times in Finland than today. Finland was struggling with its independence under Russian rule. The conditions in the rural areas were poor 90% of the population were bound into agriculture. The smallholders, the farmers, were struggling with overpriced goods and poor services, and they were fighting with the monopolies. For example, a monopoly is able to benefit its rule and power by using so-called biddings and to pull down the producer price. So there's a clear shortage of both economic and social welfare in the countryside. And now the cooperation came to this situation. And as early as in 1901, the first cooperative law saw its dawn in Finland, which has formed a robust foundation for the welfare of our cooperatives. So let us now go ahead and ask this question. How does a cooperative benefit its members, both the farmers and the consumers? Let us begin from the farmers' side. It is the farmers who own the cooperative. It's theirs. So by uniting their power together, they gain more so-called negotiation power. They are more powerful towards the buyers. This is one clear benefit. Also, with the help of the cooperative, the farmers can share their costs. Cooperative takes care of the marketing, takes care of the transportation, and so on. So it becomes more efficient. As well, the cooperative provides a lot of services to its members. So the cooperatives play a great role and have a lot to do with the welfare of the farmers. I take an example from Finland, from a dairy by name Valio. Valio is a great dairy cooperative. Its market share is over 80% in Finland, and it exports 1/3 of its products today abroad. Valio consists of 8,000 farmers today. Its turnover exceeds 2 billion euros. They produce high-quality products, and they have high-quality standards. Valio has a few promises to both farmers and to the consumers. First, Valio has promised to use only Finnish milk. Valio also promises to use only GMO-free feed in its production on the farms. Which is important to the farmers. Valio promises to buy all the milk from the member farms, no matter where they are located. So the farm in the northernmost Lapland receives the same producer price and the same benefits as the farm next to the dairy plant in the southern Finland. And you can imagine how much this increases the trust and the commitment among the farmers. Let us now proceed to the consumer's angle. This is pretty challenging. You know that consumers today, they are diverse and they require much. Also, there are giant global players in the market who want to compete with the price. We are lucky in Finland that our largest retail grocery store is also a cooperative. So it has the same roots as, for example, Valio, this farmer's dairy. They promise that out of their 20,000 grocery products, over 80% are of Finnish origin. A major director from this group said that it is the basic right of our clients and consumers to know the origin of the food. So we can see that from both of the sides, cooperatives play a great role in our food chain. Now, in conclusion, we come to the question, how are we able to increase the trust from farm to fork? First, Commitment. We need commitment from both the farmer's side and from the consumer's side. Farmers commit to certain quality standards. They commit to produce high-quality milk, for example. This consumer side, it is more challenging because of this diversity. But in a cooperative, thanks to this kind of membership arrangements, consumers are more committed. Second, communication. We need open, transparent communication within the chain. So, for example, the consumer knows the journey of the milk from farm to fork. And third comes the trust after these two previous steps. Commitment, communication, and trust. We in Finland, we have no Walmarts, but we have cooperatives.